and we'll be with you this coming Saturday on Great American Golf. But right now, I've got to tell you, some of my favorite people on the planet are here. Now, they're the sponsors of the Where's Ray segment, and that's our travel segment. And where's Ray? Well, I was in Flagstaff last week. And I've mentioned a couple times I was in Rome last fall, and I've been in Orlando for the PGA show. So I'm rounding about and out and about and going and doing. This company you can find on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, and YouTube. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the folks that give you stress-free travel planning. They are a couple that helps couples, that helps individuals. They will provide a plan, a destination wedding, honeymoon, all-inclusive package, ocean and river cruises, adventures, luxurious romantic getaways, or little staycations right by your house. They'll plan it all. They'll do it all. They'll save you money. And they start with a conference with you, a complimentary conversation. So what you do is you go to Go Vacay, V-A-C-A-Y, Go Vacay Mode Travels, that's plural, GoVacayModeTravels.com. And here are Sarah and Alden Holowinski from GoVacayModeTravels.com right now. And part of my great Olympic moments, no, we don't have an Olympian on tonight, but you two are the Olympians of travel, concierge, planning, helping, and going and doing. And you're going to take us to Paris, where the Olympics are coming next month. Welcome to the show, Sarah and Alden.
Hey, Ray.
Hello, Ray. Thank you so much for having us. Yes, the Olympians of Travel. I like that. I think we're going to add that to that's our slogan.
You've never had a build-up like that, have you?
I have it. I loved it. I hope I could get a copy of this tape because I'd love to use it.
You've got it. You'll get a copy, no problem. Okay, so we're headed to the Olympics in Paris next month. You were just there. And I saw on the news today a report about Notre Dame and how they're rebuilding it and what's going on there. And, of course, Paris is the city of lights. It's one of the most romantic places on the planet. You were just there. Sarah, let me start with you and ask you, what about Paris overall? Just a general thought about Paris if folks have not been there. I've been there, but what about it?
Yeah, Paris truly is a must-see spot. It is a very romantic city. There's so much history, culture, sights to see, great food, great wine. You can really get it all in Paris. So if you haven't been, it really is something that you want to be able to see at some point.
If I remember correctly, the first time I was in Paris, I went to a McDonald's on the Champs-Élysées, that famous street, and
yes.
Fouget's was there. We went to Fouget and several other places. So I cruised into a McDonald's, and if I remember correctly, and this was a while back, quite a number of years ago, yes, they had all the McDonald's food. They had Cokes. They had, whatever they had to drink. They also had wine on the menu. And if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do, the wine was less expensive than a Coke.
So much more less expensive in Paris. And, I got to say, I typically drinking wine in the U.S. will give me really bad migraines. No migraines in Paris. It was delicious, affordable, and I would highly recommend it.
Okay. So, Alden, when you went to Paris, how did you find it? We know about the big fire at Notre Dame. We know about, lots of things going around the city. Of course, they had big elections yesterday. A whole nother party has taken over their politics, which doesn't matter one bit about travel there. But how did you find it? And what's your best advice for folks that want to go? Maybe they even want to go to the Olympics. I don't know if you can help them go to the Olympics or not, but certainly Paris. What's your best advice?
Yeah, no, I loved everything about Paris. It's so grand. It's a very walkable city. Like Sarah said, the food, the culture, the people, the people that we came across. I know there's some conflicted views about it, but they were very friendly to us. They knew that we were English speaking or Americans. We would at least try to approach in speaking French. And they could tell, they were at least very helpful to get us on our way or to complete our order. But just a beautiful city. I mean, it's 40 some odd million people visit Paris annually for good reason. Train travel is very easy. You can check out other parts of France as well. French Riviera, Marseille, these are all great places. But Paris I'm looking for any excuse to get back there. It's a beautiful place. I can't say enough about it. But as far as getting to the Olympics, I will say that we were seeing a lot of the setup getting done as far as the grandstands, and they were starting to fence off a lot of the highlights. A lot of the tours around town were getting redirected and whatnot. So it would be tough and tight quarters and limited availability, but I would love to try to make that happen if someone was trying to squeeze their way here in the next month.
Now, it all begins, folks, with you going to the website govacaymodetravels.com. That's GOVACAYMODE travels, plural, govacaymodetravels.com. Right there on the opening page of the website, schedule a complimentary consultation. It all starts there, Sarah, and you find out what they want. There's a small nominal fee, which I'm always surprised at what a nominal fee it is, for you to take over and get their travel planning done. So when you're going to Paris, and let's say you can stay for, I don't know what the recommended time is to see it all, probably at least a week. But let's say you only have a few days, like say 3 or 4 days. What are the highlights of Paris? What are the must do, must go, must see things? 4 or 5 of those things to say, hey, I've been to Paris. I've experienced the culinary scene. I've experienced the monuments. What do you got to do? What do you have to do in Paris to make sure that you've been there?
Well, you definitely got to go to the Eiffel Tower. I mean, I think that goes without saying. But Luxembourg Gardens was another one that really blew us away. It was so huge and beautiful and peaceful. That is another spot definitely worth seeing. I also really liked Montmartre. It's a district in Paris. It's not one of the really popular touristy ones. But for anybody who watches the show, it's called Montmartre. Yep. Anybody who watches the show Emily in Paris, there's a lot of the scenes in that show that take place in that district. But there's a lot of really cool spots, including a beautiful outlook over the whole city in that spot.
Just to add on to that, you can take a river cruise on the Seine River, get dining while on the river cruise. Rue Claire has some great food markets. Again, it's very walkable, parks throughout. Those are just some of the main highlights. But, no, we could definitely make it happen 3 to 4 days.
Very cool. And what about the Louvre? Is there any special information about going to the Louvre, seeing the wonderful art, statues, all of that, and, of course, seeing the Mona Lisa? Is there, by the way, her eyes do follow you, folks. Now, I don't care who you are. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mona Lisa, but if you listeners have not been to Paris, to the Louvre, you stand in front of the Mona Lisa, you look at her, and then you walk about 10 feet to the right. And as you're walking to the right, you're looking at her. She's following you. I'm telling you, folks, it's the truth. I'm not making it up. And then when you walk back to the middle and you walk to the left 10 feet and you keep looking at her as you walk, her eyes follow you. I'm so sorry. If you think I'm crazy, send me a straitjacket and 4 doctors, but I'm telling you, it works that way. Am I right about that, Sarah?
Yes, you are. You are.
Isn't that unbelievable? Now we have a minute left. Tell me, the Olympics are coming. Alden says maybe you can help get them in. You start with a consultation. You get to govacaymodetravels.com. Sarah, let me give you another 45 seconds on going to Paris and what it's like.
Going to Paris is like stepping into a fairyland. It really is. It's totally different than anything you're going to see in the U.S. or Caribbean. Just the vibe is going to be totally different, and it's definitely something worth experiencing. Life is too short. Take that trip. Get those memories. You'll never get another shot.
Alden, 20 seconds for you to finish it out. Final word. But when I went, I was told you better study some French and be willing to at least try, and then the folks there will come back and help you with English. Is that right?
It is, yes. We learn a little bit of French. It goes a long way with the locals. They appreciate it. It enhances your experience, makes for a great time. No, I love it. If you're looking to go to Europe, anywhere in Europe, or looking to go to Paris, biggest tip I could give is try to get there early and get over any jet lag.
Very good. There you go. Alden and Sarah Holowinski from GoVacayModeTravels.com, our travel segment sponsors. And we're talking all about Paris and the Olympics next month there. Sarah and Alden, thank you so much. Yes, we do have a recorded a copy of this that we can get over to you. Thank you. And can't wait for you to be on the next time, which will be very soon, folks. And I know they're going to have something big for us because they always do. They're so capable. GoVacayModeTravels.com.